Hi, my name's Nico, if we haven't practiced together yet. Today I have a super spicy hip class, so let's get started in a child's pose. At the back of the mat, bring your big toes to touch, knees out wide, hands reach forward. Drop your forehead down to the mat. Here for just a few breaths. See if you can really take a second to arrive into this moment right here, letting go of any worries or concerns or to-dos or tension in the body. Focusing on only the breath. On your next inhale, let's find tabletop. Bring your shoulders on top of your wrists, knees underneath the hips. Start to find some cat-cow motion. So as you inhale, find cow pose, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, find cat pose, round through the spine. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, cow, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, cat, round the spine. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, lift the chin, hold here. Tuck your toes underneath your feet, keep your knees bent, but then as you exhale, find downward facing dog, hips lift up and back. As you inhale, look forward and between your hands. And then as you exhale, walk your feet up to your hands, finding a ragdoll pose at the front of your mat. Bring your feet hip-width distance apart, bend the knees deeply, let your heart space rest on top of the thighs, shake out the head. As you inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen through the spine, bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Exhale, release, fold. Bend the knees deeper, start to roll up through the spine 1 vertebrae at a time until you come to a mountain pose, Tadasana, grounding down into the feet, roll out the shoulders. Ground down into your right foot, maybe you even bring it towards the center of the mat. Next inhale, find your half staff, lift your left knee as your hands lift up overhead. Again, we're focusing on hips in this class, so we're going to do a lot of hip movement. Be really intentional with moving the hip around in space, nice and slow, and trying to make the most of each movement and make them nice and big. So as we exhale, we're going to cactus our left knee out as our left elbow comes down. With the breath, inhale, come up through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, pull the left knee out wide. 1 more time, inhale, bring it up through center. And exhale, bring it up. Inhale, bring it up through center. Exhale, figure 4 across your left ankle on top of your right knee, set the hips low, hands to heart. Really gentle hip stretch here. We just started, so don't make it too deep. Just try to find balance in the right foot. Ground down into the right foot. We're going to lift the left foot up off of the right knee. See if you can keep the shin parallel-ish to the ground. Again, focusing on a big hip rotation here. Move the left knee all the way out wide like we just did. But then we're going to swing it all the way around and back. Shiva squat, bend into the right knee. Keep the hands at heart center, lengthen through the spine. Keep the right knee really bent, but shoot the left leg to the back of the mat. Find your power lunge with hands at heart center. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And then swoop your hands back behind you, reaching towards your left heel. Your left leg should be straight and your heart base should be reaching forward, long, straight diagonal line from your left heel at the crown of your head. Next inhale, drop your left knee down to the earth, hands lift up, Vinyasa. We're going to do that with the breath. Exhale, lift the left knee, swoop the hands, heart comes forward. Inhale, drop the left knee, lift the heart. Exhale, swoop back. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, drop your left knee, hold here. And then pull the hips back, find half splits. Release the hands down, framing the right foot. Really gentle on the right hamstring here. Keep your left hand where it is. And then your right hand is going to swoop forward. And then it's going to go all the way up overhead and pull you up into a twisted half splits position. But we're going to come to stand on the left knee. So your left hand's reaching forward, right hand reaches back. Option 1, stay right here. Option 2, maybe you find a little back bend, reaching your right hand down towards your left heel behind you. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find as you lift the left fingertips up towards the sky. As you inhale, let your left hand pull you back up. Now we're going to cartwheel both the hands inside of the right leg. Ground down into the hands underneath the shoulders. Find balance in the left knee, and then swing your right leg all the way up and around behind you to your three-legged tabletop. As you inhale, lengthen through the right leg and the crown of the head. Exhale, right knee to nose, pull it in. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen, extend. As you exhale, we're going to kick the right foot over towards the right. Gently drop the inside of the edge of the right foot down on the ground to the right side of your right hip. And then press your hips back towards your left heel, reaching your hands forward, finding this child's pose variation with the right leg extended. If you want more through the right leg, you can spin your right toes up, reaching towards the sky, and then walk your hands over towards your right foot. Walk the hands back through center. Grounded down into the inside edge of the right foot, pull your shoulders back up on top of your hips. Tuck your your left toes underneath your left foot. We're going to find scorpion pose. So as you start to straighten this left leg, the right leg is going to swoop all the way around and on top of the left hip. Bend the knee. Maybe you take a couple hip circles one direction and the other. Find your lizard lunge. Plant your right foot outside of the right hand. Keep your left knee lifted, left toes tucked. Start to rock back and forth, finding motion through the left foot, moving through the fascia in the bottom of the foot. Find stillness here, really press into the hands, lift up through the heart space, lengthen the spine. Then nice and slow, we'll find Malasana frog squat. Bring your left foot forward to meet the right at the front of the mat. Sit the hips low, hands come to heart center. Really press the elbows into the knees. If you're not quite warmed up for Malasana yet, you can find bear pose, spinning the toes forward and lengthening through the spine instead. Maybe you close your eyes. We'll take 3 deep breaths right here. On your next exhale, forward fold, spin the toes forward, and walk the feet towards each other. Take an inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release, let it go. Inhale, upward salute, root to rise, reach tall with the hands. This time we're going to lift the right knee, finding our half staff, other side. Reach through the fingertips, and then as you exhale, cactus the arms, right knee spins nice and wide. Doing that a couple times, breath to movement. Inhale, bring it up through center, right knee comes forward. Exhale, bring it wide, cactus the arms. One more time, inhale through center. Exhale, bring it wide. Inhale through center. And then we're going to find figure 4. Cross your right ankle on top of the left knee, hands come to heart as you sit the hips low like you were going into chair pose. Use the hands to press into each other to open up through the heart space, lengthen through the spine. Slowly start to lift yourself up. See if you can keep your right shin parallel to the ground. And then we're going to take that big right hip rotation all the way around. Keep the hands at heart as you find Shiva squat. Bend into the left knee, right knee tucks back behind the left calf. Lengthen through the spine a little bit more. Keep pressing into the hands. Stay bent through the left knee. Shoot your right foot back behind you, finding your power lunge with hands at heart. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Lengthen through the spine a little more. Reach your hands back towards your right heel. Anjaneyasana, gently drop your right knee. Hands lift up overhead as you lift your heart space. But we'll do that breath to movement. So as you exhale, swoop the hands back. Lift the right knee. 2 more times. Inhale, drop the right knee. Hands come up. Exhale, swoop it back. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, drop the right knee. Hands come up. Exhale, find your half splits, pull the hips back, flex the left toes. Stay balanced on your right knee, keep the legs as they are. And then we're gonna cartwheel the hands. So left hand reaches forward, up overhead, and then as it reaches back, you're gonna pull your shoulders on top of your hips as the right hand reaches forward. Option 1, stay here in this twist. Option 2, find the back bend, reach your left hand for your right heel behind you if you can find it. And then the right hand will reach up overhead. Really lengthen through right side body here. And then we'll cartwheel both of the hands inside of the right leg. Bring them underneath your shoulders so that you can ground down into hands and the right knee. Swing this left leg all the way around and back for your three-legged tabletop. Take an inhale here, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose, bring it in. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen the right or left leg back behind you. This time keep it straight, flex the foot, but then swing it out from your left hip. Gently drop the inside edge of your left foot down, and then press your hips back towards your right heel, finding this modified child's pose, reaching the hands forward. If you want more through the left leg, spin the toes up. Walk your hands over towards your left foot. Walk your hands back through center. Spin your left toes down if you lifted them. Bring your shoulders back up on top of your wrists. Tuck your right toes underneath your right foot. We're finding scorpion pose when you're ready. So start to straighten through that right leg, but then swing the left leg all the way up and around. Left hip stacks on top of the right. Bend the knee, open up through the hip. Take a couple big hip circles one direction. And then switch it out, a couple big hip circles other way. Find your scorpion pose. Lizard lunge, bring your left foot forward. Plant it outside the left hand, lengthen through the spine. Keep your right knee lifted, really active lizard lunge here. And then start to rock in and out of the right foot. This should feel good in the wrists too. As you rock forward, you're stretching through the forearms and the wrists. Find stillness, lengthen through the spine. And then slowly bring your right foot forward. Malasana, frog squat, sit the hips low, hands to heart. Take a big inhale here. And then as you exhale, plant the hands. We're going to find crow pose. So walk the feet together behind you. Ground down into the hands. Bring your knees on top of the elbows. Lift the feet up, squeezing towards the glutes. Let's find chaturanga. Keep the elbows bent. Kick the feet back behind you. Lower all the way down to the mat. As you inhale, flip to the tops of the feet. Cobra pose. Lift up through the heart space. Exhale, release, let it go. Tuck your toes underneath your feet. Inhale through your tabletop or high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips go up and back. Let's take 4 or 5 breaths here. If you'd like to take child's pose, you can take it there. A little more restful. Coming back to the breath. I'm going to demonstrate something really fast. So if you want to just look up at the screen, we're going to do 3-legged dog to our runner's lunge here. But option, if you want to play on your hands a little bit, is you're going to find 3-legged dog, right leg goes up, and then you'll do this switch kick. So you bend into the left knee, kick the right foot up, and then switch the feet. Either way, you're going to end with your right foot forward after your 3-legged dog into your runner's lunge. And it's going to feel weird at first if you've never done it, and your feet are going to be like, I don't know where I'm going. But if you want to try it, try it. If not, no one's watching you, hopefully. So when you're ready, 3-legged dog, right leg goes up high. Option 1, just bring the right foot through for your runner's lunge. Option 2, bend into the left knee, switch the feet. Runner's lunge, right foot is forward. Really ground down into the feet. Take a moment here. And then we'll open it up, warrior two, spin the left heel down, tee out, open the arms. Reach through the fingertips, sit down into the right knee. Square your hips and your ribs and your shoulders off towards the side of the room or the side of the mat. And then gaze comes over the right fingertips, or maybe you choose to close your eyes. Next inhale, find your reverse warrior. Right hand goes up and back. Lengthen through the right side body. Exhale to your extended side angle. Right hand will come down to floor or a block. Left hand will either come up overhead or towards the sky. And you might bring your right elbow down to your right knee. I cued it to come down to the ground because then you can really press your right elbow into your right knee to open up through the right hip. If you want more in the core, reach your right hand like you're grabbing a big beach ball on top of your head. For 3, 2, 1. Star pose, straighten the legs, hands lift up overhead. Skandasana to the back of the mat, bend into the left knee, hands come to heart center. Option to keep the hands at heart center. Maybe you want to go for the bind. Left hand goes in front of the left leg. Right hand reaches up towards the sky, and then you reach back behind the left leg to grab the hands together. And release, bring the hands back through heart center. We're going to spin to the back of the mat. Keep the hands at heart. We're going to find our high lunge prayer twist. So ground down into the right foot, come onto the ball of the right toes, spin towards the back of the mat. Right elbow will hug outside the left knee. Really use the elbow on the knee to lengthen the spine. Keep your right elbow where it is. Reach your left hand back behind you. Reach your right hand forward, and then pull your shoulders on top of your hips. You might need to really bend into that right knee in order to do that. This is going to feel a little weird. Keep your legs exactly how they are, but spin your body the other way. So left hand goes forward, right hand goes back. Keep the upper body spun exactly how it is. Launch into your left foot, right leg lifts into your twisted half staff. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, grab the outside of your right knee with your left hand. Option 3, grab the outside of your right foot with your left hand. Kick the foot forward. We're going to come into a cross-legged upward salute. So nice and slow, cross the right foot in front of the left. Hands come up overhead. Take a big inhale here, and then exhale to your cross-legged forward fold. Your right foot should be crossed on top or in front of your left foot. Lift your heels up. Walk your hands over towards the left and around yourself so that eventually you come into a forward fold facing the front of your mat, but at the back of your mat. Take an inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute, root to rise. We'll find tree pose with the legs. So ground down into the left foot. Right foot will come to the inside of the left leg somewhere, anywhere except for the left knee. Take a big inhale here, and then if it feels okay in the legs, keep them where they are. We'll exhale, find our tree-legged forward fold, and walk our hands out to a high plank position, keeping the tree legs. Keeping the right knee lifted, bring it towards the right elbow, and then exhale, right knee to the left elbow. 3 more times. Inhale, right elbow. Exhale, left elbow. 2, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Find your pigeon pose, right knee towards the right wrist, right ankle towards the left wrist. Really lift up through the heart space, lengthen through the front of the left leg. And then if it feels good, sleep your pigeon, walk the hands forward. We'll meet in downward facing dog. So when you're ready, walk your hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your left toes underneath your left foot, lift your left knee. Bring your right foot back to meet the left, optional connecting vinyasa here to downward facing dog when you're ready. And then we'll do our left side. So three-legged dog, left leg goes up. Again, option 1, just step it through, find your low lunge. Option 2, bend the right knee, do this flip kick. Your runner's lunge, left foot is forward. Sorry if that messed with the mic a little bit. We'll find warrior 2 when you're ready. Spin your right heel down. Tee out, open the arms. Find the breath. Square hips, shoulders, ribs off towards the side. Bring your gaze over your left fingertips. Sit lower into the left knee. Breathe a little bit deeper into the diaphragm. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand goes up and back. And then as you exhale, find your extended side angle. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Right hand goes up overhead or reaches towards the ceiling. If you want more in the core, bring the left hand overhead as well, like you were grabbing a beach ball. For 3, 2. Star pose, straighten the legs, hands lift up overhead, spin the toes out. And then we'll exhale, find Skandasana to the back of the mat, bend into the right knee, hands come to heart center. If you want a little more through the right leg, right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches up. Go for the bind, reaching around behind the right leg, interlacing, not interlacing, but grabbing the fingers together. Continue to lift up through the heart space. And release, bring the hands back to heart if you moved them. We'll find our prayer twist high crescent to the back of the mat. So bend into the right knee, spin yourself to face the back of the mat, left elbow hooks on top of the right knee. Excuse the microphone. Keep your left elbow where it is, reach your right hand back. Reach your left hand forward. Bend into the left knee, bring your shoulders on top of the hips. Really reaching the fingertips away from each other. And then this is going to feel weird, but we're going to keep the legs as they are, but reverse the arms. So swing the right hand forward, left hand goes back. Now we're going to keep the upper body the way it is, but move the lower body into our half staff. Left knee will lift up. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, grab the outside of the left knee with the right hand. Option 3, grab the outside of the left foot with the right hand. Kick the foot forward as you lift up through the heart. We'll find our cross-legged upward salute. So gently drop the left foot to cross in front of the right foot. Hands come up overhead. Big inhale here. Exhale, forward fold with the cross legs. Again, left foot should be crossed in front of the right foot. Lift your heels up towards the sky. Walk your hands around the right side of you until you find a forward fold facing the front of the mat at the back of the mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release, let it go. Inhale, upward salute, root to rise, reach tall with the hands. In tree pose, this time left leg lifts. Bring your left leg somewhere on the inside of the right. It can be all the way up in the inside of the right thigh. Just don't press it on the right knee joint. Big inhale where you are, and then exhale, dive over the hips, find your forward fold with the tree legs. Keep the tree legs, walk your hands out to a high plank position. Keeping your left knee lifted. We'll inhale, bring left knee towards the left elbow, and then exhale to the right elbow. 3 more, inhale. Exhale to the right. 2 left. Exhale right. 1. Exhale. Pigeon. Bring your left knee towards your left wrist. Left ankle towards the right wrist. Really lengthen through the front of the right leg. Lift up through the heart space to start. And then if you want to sleep your pigeon, you can walk the hands forward and down. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, high plank, left foot comes back to meet the right. Optional connecting vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog, hips go up and back. Last time doing this fun little flip kick, if you liked it, three-legged dog, right leg goes high. And then as you exhale, maybe you do the little jump, finding runner's lunge, right foot's forward. As you inhale, find your half staff, launch onto your right leg, left knee lifts. And then find figure four across the left ankle on top of the right knee, hands come to heart. Option one, stay here. One variation of this that I like is twisting to the right, left elbow will drop inside the left foot. Last option is for the balance, the arm balance. You'll hook your right elbow inside of your left ankle, and your left elbow will be on your left knee. And then you'll drop your hands in front of you, really wrap your left toes around your right elbow, and then maybe you lift the right foot. When you're done, we'll meet in a forward fold. Release, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute, root to rise. Exhale, cactus, the arms open up. Inhale, reach tall, upward salute. Exhale, dive forward. Option to take it back however you want. Maybe you find crow pose. Back to downward facing dog. And then we'll go into our other side. Three-legged dog, left leg goes up. Option for this flip kick. Bringing the left foot forward to our runner's lunge. Half staff, right knee lifts tall. Figure four across the right ankle on top of the left knee. Sit the hips low as the hands come to heart. Again, maybe you stay here. Maybe you find that twist, right elbow hooks inside the right foot. Or go for the arm balance. Left elbow will hook inside of the right ankle. Right elbow on top of the right knee. Plant the hands. Really wrap your right toes around that left elbow. And then maybe you lift your left heel towards the left glute. Again, we'll meet in forward fold when you're ready. You're done playing. Forward folds, inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, sit all the way down to the ground and find a seated butterfly pose. Knees out wide, soles of the feet together. Start by lifting up through the heart space, and then maybe you drop the chin and the chest down towards the feet. Let's see if we can keep the knees out wide, soles of the feet together. Finding Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe you bring your hands behind you for support as you lower yourself down onto your back. Bring one hand to belly, one hand to heart, and feel yourself breathe. Maybe using the help of your hands, slowly bring your knees back together. Plant the feet about hip-width distance apart. Reach your hands towards your heels. Press into the feet to lift your hips up towards the sky. Reach your tailbone towards your calves to lengthen through the lower back. Press your heart space towards your chin, but then keep pressing the back of your head down into the mat. We're here for 5 deep breaths. Slowly lower your hips back down to the ground. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a good squeeze. Feel free to find any remaining postures that you might need in this practice. And then we'll release to shavasana pose. Bring the hands out wide, feet go wide, taking up lots of space. Maybe you scoot your shoulders underneath the heart. Taking one last breath together before we release into shavasana. Exhale all of your air out. Big inhale to fill up. Hold here. Take as much as you can in, then bring in a little bit more. Open mouth, exhale, let it all go. I will leave you right here in shavasana pose. As always, I recommend staying here a little bit longer, as long as your day allows. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or requests for the next class. And I hope to see you back here, on here again soon. Namaste.